Hey guys, Spike here from Fit for the Mix, and today I would like to show you how to make the bass drum sounds great again using only Pro Tools stock plugins. This is my session and the drums were recorded live in the studio. For the bass drum I have three tracks. This is kick in, kick out and kick sub. Let's first listen to how the track sounds without any plugin. We hear some bleeding, but if you're recording drum kit, you cannot avoid it. Of course, you can reduce the bleeding with good positioning of the mics, but the bleeding will always be there. First, what I do, I load a trim plugin on each track to check if I have phase differences. In this case, we don't have phase issue and we don't need this plugin. Now let's continue with a gate which will help me to reduce bleeding. In the level section, I can see what is the height of my noise floor, and this helped me to define the threshold. With the threshold, I tell the gate to fade out everything below the threshold. I'm pretty good at minus 25 dB. Let's define the ratio. Ratio 3 to 1 sounds fine for me. Now let's set the release. With the release I'm able to set how long it takes for the gate to close after the signal falls down below the threshold and hold time is over. In this case 80 milliseconds are also fine for me. Yeah, that's fine for me. The gate attack time sets the rate at which the gate opens. In this case we have a percussive instrument, so we need a fast attack. One 1.5 milliseconds is okay. I will set the hold a bit higher to not cut the sustain of the kick drum. This settings works fine for me. With this gate settings we have reduced the bleedings without losing too much the kick drum sound. Now let's adjust some details with the EQ. As first with the low and high pass filter I cleaned up below the 50 Hz and above 12 kHz. Now I'm going to bring out the attack from the kick drum. About 8 kHz and 60 beats, fine. In this area, the bass drum sounds very flat and we have to reduce it. So now we have to boost some low end. And just a bit here. Sounds fine for me. And last but not least, let's compress this a little, just a bit to make the kick sounds rounder in the bottom area. Now let's move to the next bass drum track, and this is kick out. Now I will copy the same settings to the other kick drum tracks, and in my case for the kick out I will use almost same settings. It sounds not bad to me. Let's move now to the sub kick. For the sub kick, I'm using the same settings as for other kicks, and for the EQ, I don't need a boosting of the high frequency of 8.3 kilohertz. I will just disable it, and I will the rest I will let like this, because here I need only bottom from the kick. Let's see it how the sounds together with kick in and kick out. I think it sounds much better. All three bass drum tracks are rooted on one aux track, and on this aux track I have EQ, I have compression, and I have reverb. Now let's look at the settings. Forced EQ. I will boost it again at 8 kilohertz. And just maybe by 400 hertz. This sounds very good. Now let's move forward to the compressor on the aux track. It sounds a bit rounder in my opinion. And the next one plugin is reverb. Just a bit to make the attack a better smoother. So that is it. Now let's just compare it how it sounds with plugins and without plugins. I spilled some coffee on my TL audio preamp and it seems it's broken now. It's painful, guys, but anyway, thank you for the watching and see you now next video. Stay healthy.